Plane is in the sky, game is started, and I would not want to keep you guys away from this one. It looks to be a good plane, pretty straightforward, straight over the middle. And well, I mean, honestly, I think this is probably one of the planes that no matter where you go, no matter how you do it, if you want to go somewhere, it's doable. I mean, normally like, there's absolutely no reason to go to X spot or this and their spot. I mean, but with this plane, I mean, honestly, I think this is one of the most versatile, one of the most fair planes for pretty much everyone to get to go exactly where they want. So do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor. If you're sitting out there, if you're watching, if you're supporting any of these teams playing, please do let them know. Spam some love in the chat. We want to see those logos all over the place, and get ready for this first of 3 more games to come. It's going to be 4 in total today. Match 5 of 12 getting started right off the bat here. And once again, we can see, look at the area up here around Rostock. If you just look like this, look at up around Rostock right here. There's so many teams crammed into this small area. You got Draco up there, you got Last Crew, you got Phoenix, and you also have Ghost Legion, all trying to loot up the same small area. We had the same thing happen when we were playing the Contenders, and we had the same thing happens in the qualifiers leading into it as well. Very, very, very condensed in here. But now let's see if hopefully they can find a way to sort of make it out of there. Art of 4 on your screens. Been looting up, but Pachinki haven't really had a whole lot of things going their way off of the first 4 games. And now they're in Pachinki, of course. They have some rotation opportunities for sure, but it's not so it hasn't really been the spot they've looted that has been problematic. It's more been on those rotations because it's so hard. I mean, some of these teams are hard to get info on, so you can't really expect or try and predict what they're gonna do or where they're gonna go, and they've just been falling short when it came to, well, trying to figure out what's gonna happen around them and then get completely caught off guard. Tuck from Swarm, they had themselves a win yesterday. I believe it wasn't game 1 or game 2. Had a really good win yesterday, doing extremely well. And then, well, I mean, it was really only that win that they came off with. But then again, I mean, get a win early on in the lobby kind of shows you that, well, easily we have what it takes here. We have what it takes to get the win. Now we just need to get back at it and continue to do so. Ghost Legion as well have been a positive surprise to me. They had a somewhat rough Contenders, and now, obviously, since they're playing in the relegation matches here, the promotionals. But I don't know. I've seen something in them. They've been their rotations have been smart. They've been really, really good at sort of scouting and moving forward and going from one compound. Like their splits have been smart. They've just been playing it as if they're a new team coming into this one. Kind of just just the way they've gone about things. It's clear to tell that they've been home. They've been doing their homework and saying, guys, we are not ready to get relegated out of Contenders yet. That is for sure. We want to stay in here. We want to make the best of it. And we want to get ourselves a good one. So let's see. Knockout. Looting up in South George. Getting their looting game going here as well. Slayers of Animals. Animal Slayer. Call me God. Help me God. I mean, I talked about it yesterday as well. This must be 2 duos, right? That have gotten together. And they're like, oh my god, you guys have matching names too. We have to play as a 4-man unit. That's that must be the reasoning behind this. At least you'd think so. Riddle, they got themselves a win yesterday too, and a second place to follow. But now shots already fired early on. Bullen sitting out the window, trying to shoot up towards Mocha. Last Crew didn't get off to the best start yesterday. They had one good game, I believe, but that was about it. Now Saxe. Trying to see if he can hold him off here. You can see Moki is slowly driving in circles around the compound, but Saxe is shooting. Now he doesn't want to let him anywhere close. Taking him off there, saying, you know what, buddy, ain't gonna happen. I think what he was doing there was just not shooting to begin with, letting him in close, because he knew that Bullen and his teammates were coming in to help, so they could potentially catch him off guard, but decided not to engage on it. Circle has popped west, and of course, for all these teams, they have to maneuver over there. Tony is still in Pachinki, but his team has moved out west, and now Personal Courage, they'll have to do the same thing, make the move on towards the western side of the island, and see if they can find themselves a spot early on to call their own. M249, extended quick draw, full level 3, pretty decent, great. So sit here and hold off rotations if that's what you want to do. Odin and Draco, they have to find out as well, where are they going in this one? They only got themselves 1 point yesterday, and of course, that is far from optimal. He as well tries to go up to Saxe and say, is this open? Is this available? Well, nope, I guess it's not. So he has to continue driving forward, and Hoga actually, he drove around the corner. I thought they were going to stay up the hill, but nope, not going to happen. Denethor from Huge Potential. Seems like he's still looting. He's not in a hurry at all. He's gonna take his vehicle whenever he feels like it, and then, well, then he's gonna start moving. He's not in a hurry. There's still time. Why would you want to hurry? Just chilling. Marit is upside down. That is, of course, not optimal, but fortunately, T-Toxic is there to help him out, so he picks him up. Says, buddy, we didn't need that Dasha anyway. We'll just take this one. No worries at all. No worries at all. We'll just jump over to this vehicle, and you can see how much teams are already starting to send up. Wizards seems like they've positioned themselves around the cube area on the river. They're taking some shots towards last crew. Mook is already up here, but his teammates were under fire. And now Draco, they've decided to position themselves up on Everest. I actually kind of like this. They're setting themselves up on Everest so that they are in a spot where they can scout further forward, shoot the circle, go, or pretty much anywhere but where they are already. T-Bone parking the car inside, now realizing, you know what, I might want to keep this vehicle safe should more people come by. If he gets that vehicle popped and the circle goes away from him, well, that's going to be a hot compound to leave, that's for sure. Personal Courage, playing it safe. They're rotating slowly forward. They're going up, scouting, then rotating, then scouting, then rotating, then scouting. Always do it smart, always do it safe. That's how you avoid getting people killed early on. Appeal finally leaving military with one of his teammates. Huge Potential sitting in 4th place right now. Had some really good games yesterday, and they're of course looking to continue the same today. Sirong, so much damage being delivered from him. T-Toxic. Again, this is also a thing you can do from Everest. Set yourself up in a position where you can just sit and pop shots all over the place. 200 bullets available in spares for that mini. That's gonna allow him to shoot a lot, but of course if Mook is sitting down there with the SKS to shoot back at him, that might not be what you want to have happen. AK skills, driving around the corner, T-Toxic not taking in shots, and seems to me like, well, I mean, for last crew, it's a pretty good spot to sit in, and I like the information coming in there as well. There were one shooting from the top, so they're saying, no, what, guys, don't park here, go around the corner, park below, and that's gonna help you out a lot in the long run. Knockout, they've decided to go over the top, and we see our first knock coming in here on the other side of things, and that's Ghost Legion again. We talked about this team, how they position themselves in spots where they can get rotation kills, and well, I mean, that's exactly what happens. Riddle, they have the high ground position, just took over what was left from Personal Courage just before, and now they're gonna be kind of the next team to move in the same sort of direction as they were. And this is well, I mean, that's kind of what happens, right? But now for Personal Courage, now they know for a fact that there's a team coming in behind them, so they might want to keep that in mind whenever they start rotating forward. If they take too much time, they could get a team right on their heels. AWM Buffet, that is that's a pretty good weapon to start things off. Pretty good weapon indeed. He's toxic. He wants to pop some wheels on the US. Not sure if he can hit them from there. Oh, that's a well-connected shot. Didn't do that much damage. Only 19 to it, but still long range. Only 3x available. That's a pretty impressive. Denethor, you're far away, buddy. Don't have any vehicles. Take a boat. He's very, very far away, and hopefully he'll be able to get up to the circle, and there's no way in hell that his team can wait for him. He's miles out in the blue. I think he just made a run for it and wanted to find a vehicle, but he never found one, so now he has to... Well, I'm not sure exactly what his plan is here. Hopefully his teammates said, well, I think we spotted a vehicle back here. You can just take the boat over and then go over and take it on the other side. Draco and... when Odin and all the 3 other players, they are trying to see if they can take down these guys in the rotation. Last crew, though, they seem to be beating them to it. And now they have to figure out from the top, I mean, from Merit and company, do they want to stay up here with a chance to be beaten to a potential better position? Stars, ooh, almost crashing. Stars skills, so sorry. AKA skills almost crashing the bike. Then what you want to have happen when multiple teams are shooting towards you. Jaxi trying to scout on forward, realizes that compound is taken, so that's not gonna happen. Benabachi, where are you guys coming in from? I'm interested to see that as well. How are they rotating on into this one? They are all gathered up northwest. You can see them on your minimap there up on the garage compound. 4 guys sitting together. Could potentially split out 2-2. But not doing it just yet. Moon taking down Clip. Denethor still running around in the blue. Simpson is miles out as well. And that's what we're talking about. You could just get caught on the edge there. Oh, look at this. All of a sudden, Zerong under a lot of fire. And help me, God. Actually, what? Oh, I guess Zerong, he shot the car himself and suicided. Some knockout games, they don't even get a kill for it. He was trying to shoot them, but he hit the vehicle and then he blew himself up. So that's unfortunate. But I guess, I mean, in any case, he didn't give them a kill point for it. So if you're gonna go down, then I guess that's the kind of way you want to die. But of course, not optimal at all. But an important player for their team to lose huge potential. They also lose appeal now, and they have, I mean, huge potential. They have lost appeal now. They lost, now the moon goes down as well. And now all they have left actually is Denethor, who's like on military base. A military island at least. Very, very, very far away from his well, now fallen teammates, and very far away from the circle too. So all of a sudden, huge potential despite the fact that they finished 4th yesterday. This could be a bit of an upsetting game if Denethor isn't really, if he isn't able to get into a better position. But as we can see, Circle did go northwest in the previous one, so Wizards, they've set them up in the set themselves up in the warehouses. Kebabs, they're staying on the western side. I like the split they're doing here. Ooh, nice connected shot. Ooh, a little bit above. But Kebabs also a team that's been struggling. They've seemed to get themselves out on the western side. Having a split out there makes perfect sense with the spot that they were in to begin with. And Denethor, he's still running around and looting. I'm not sure exactly what his plan is here. He's clearly not in a hurry to get inside the circle. How many meds does he have, I'm wondering? Maybe that's the thing. He's so far out and he's like, if I don't get any meds now, I will not be able to make it inside the circle. So he's just chilling. I mean, again, it is only circle 2 closing into 3, so it's not exactly because he's in a hurry, but not really the most optimal situation to be in either. Fenerbahce, they've got themselves some neighbors. You can see them looking the other direction. They're in knockout games. Seeing them over there. Apex is in there as well. So 3 teams sitting around one another. Really close by. New circle pops as well. And look at this northern hard shift. Holy cow. That is a northern one. It goes bang up into South George. And for all these teams, I mean, look at this. This is a rather northern position in the previous circle. And they're sitting on the southern edge now of this one. So everyone's slamming it in towards the city. And this is going to be so tough for all these teams that are coming in late. I mean, for Desenor, I have no idea how he's planning on playing this one. There's not gonna be easy. Still have Everest in play, and you can see they're trying to take out all the vehicles. Now got one guy prone down. Odin trying to shoot long range down towards the team in the open. Swarm under so much fire. Socky and Hogan now taken down as well. Goldby secures a double kill on towards him. Alia making the run on in, tries to get to safety. Goldby with a double knock there. Impressive stuff coming out from him. Kofest and Personal Courage, they finally made their way up, and they're still not inside the circle just yet. Ghost Legion continues his shooting over towards Phoenix. Ooh, tapping away, spraying away. Have plenty of bullets to use, but not enough to take him down. Faye goes down. That's unfortunate. That's the guy with the AWM. Not a weapon you want to lose, especially not outside. And as you can see, the crate is actually outside. Tagetori all by himself. His teammates are over on the other side in front 6. So Zoom and Mans, they need to figure out if they want to go over and help or not. Denethor dead to the circle in phase 3. He was just too far away. And Memo, well, that's not the kind of place you want to flip your vehicle, especially not when teams are shooting at you. Memo, you are in all kinds of trouble out there in the open, buddy. Really, really, really unfortunate timing for him to flip the vehicle. And that's, once again, I mean, it's not sure this is kind of an isolated, or what do you say, incident, but this is kind of what's been happening to Art of War. They've just had these really unfortunate moments that have kind of screwed them over. Trico trying to hold upstairs. Minox has been knocked. Tagetori knows this, of course, so he wants to go up and get the kill off, but he's all by himself. This could be costly for Airwaves. If he doesn't get this knock, could be really, 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 really tricky for him. He knows that he's down low. This is where he should push. If he's gonna push on this, this is where he should go. Now he's allowing him to get the meds up, but you can tell he wants to hold the angle, but he does not want to make the run up just yet. He doesn't know if he got the rest up. He doesn't know exactly how things are going down, and he needs to play it smart because his opponents are all over. Multiple teams with vision on towards him. There are 4 teams inside this city already. And Tagatori just needs to get over and get over to the back to the safety of the compound he was in previously. Ghost Legion, they're pushing up towards Draco. Ooh, Nate just on the side. You see Goldby coming in from the blue there. He needs to get on forward. He needs to get into a position to help his teammates. Odo and John Liwo trying to hold off these teams. The circle pop once again, of course, is shifting away from waters. We knew that much. But where exactly was gonna go, we didn't know. Odin gets down Gold B, so that's one player knock. One of the main damage dealers from Ghost. T-Toxic over the top. There's the Bison in hand. We don't see that weapon used all that often. Molotov thrown over the top. YMD is in a somewhat scary position down here. Seems to be able to get the first hit off. Does manage to do so, but goes down immediately after. Bison, again, not a weapon we see done or used very often. All of a sudden, ABTY is all by himself. Aptip trying to make the runoff now. Throwing some smokes, get himself some sort of cover, but he's far, far, far to go. And he has to make the run down in the open. It's going to be really tricky. And you can see these players from Draco. They're chasing him down. At least they were. Now it seems like they're just opting to stick around with the hilltop, and Vinconas have actually moved up on this. So Vinconas have gone up here to try and see if they can spot something off of it. They've come up and joined them. Cop looking over the top. Mans gets the finish off to Shiz. And Bro taken down by Jab as well. Sinsen goes down too, so Riddle as well under a lot of pressure as they try to make their way into the city. Coppen still looking over towards the guys from Draco. Draco already got triple the amount of points that they got in the previous 4 games. So good start. Good start for them. Of course, they want to get some more of it here. Vincona's only 3 guys on the server, it seems like. So it could be a chance for them to do something here. Nades being thrown, but seems to me like Draco, they're running underneath. They want to get around, but if Vincona spot them, that could be really, really, really tricky for them. I don't know exactly how they'll be able to do this. I actually like the fact that all these 3 players, they're trying to sort of just spot them out, get the info across to the teammates. But as you can see, T-Toxic is taking fire from other directions now, and it's not helping him a whole lot. And it actually goes down. Broken takes him down. That's so unfortunate. The play was so smart. Have 3 guys on the side, attract all the attention, and then have T-Toxic push up underneath, but did not work out the way that he intended, unfortunately. Now, well, Draco, they have to figure out. They just have to make the run on down, really. There's not a whole lot more to it. They just have to run down the hill. They're not inside the circle where they were. Either they push into Vinconas or you run underneath. They know they're down by the trees. Boolan gets a knock onto one. You can see all these teams. They're all over. There are players in the hangars. There are players in South George. And they all have to go over towards the hangars area. And that's the issue, right? Because how the hell do you go over there? You benched your vehicles a long time ago. And, yeah, you threw off your vehicles a long time ago when you crashed the city. They've probably gotten their wheels popped already. And how do you play this one on foot? How do you fight your way to it? Tony still in the vehicle, but you can see how many teams are already in here. It's going to be so difficult for him to find anywhere to, well, first of all, lay low and also get inside the circle. Tony goes down immediately. Riddle goes down, and out Ben Q5 goes down as well. And that's actually going to be out in 14th place. So clearly not the start that they would have wanted to game at number 1 here on the day. But again, still plenty of PUBG to be played. We have not even hit the halfway mark yet. So nothing is determined. I mean, more just seeing if he can get himself some loot before they have to move towards the next circle. So Vinconas, they're clearly, I mean, they pushed off the opponents from the hilltop, and that's good because now they get to sit up here. But there could potentially be more teams making their way on up. Minox is still inside Georgipol, and you have Havoki down here by the pharmacy, sitting by himself. He knows that he has Fenerbahce up by hospital, but he's probably not aware that they've all made the move on out. I actually like this push out from Fenerbahce. No reason to lock yourself down inside the hospital. You need to push further. The circle is coming soon, and don't wait for the circle to push in. Go up and see if you can scout your way forward before it all happens. So a smart push-up from Fenerbahce. Avoki, of course, should not start shooting at any of these guys. Minox gets himself the finish up onto Unseen. Zoom gets down EFSA as well, so that's going to be Kebabs out in 13th place. So teams eliminated somewhat early on, down to just 33 players. But of course, 2 Northern hard shifts in a row have made it a little tricky. Fenerbahce now spotting out Havoki, and they need to deal with him before they can do anything else, and they do. Apex gone down, Havoki and Minox both eliminated practically at the same time. So for them as well, I mean, they got the crate early on, but did not help them out when they had to leave the area of South George. Tricky area to really to really get out of, but paid off in the end. That's a good spot, Bullen. Good job seeing AppTip there. I didn't even notice him to begin with. It's always tricky. That specific area has so many bushes around it that it's very easy to hide in, but it also is one of those areas that you're always expecting there to be many snakes hiding in. So always double check when you're in that area of the map if there should be someone lurking around. Nate's now falling down towards Kofist. Molotovs being thrown as well, trying to get the finishing touches on towards him. Men's miles out in the open. Zoom has to run across as well. And look at where they're going. This run is so far out in the open, it's gonna be practically impossible for these guys to get anywhere out of here. Zoom, that smoke is gonna fade at some point soon, and he goes down. Arrows with the double nade comes in and takes them both down and out. Wizards continuing to accumulate points off of a good placement in a good positioning in this circle. Animal Slayer is just chilling out of the circle. One more team eliminated and he will be in placement points. But how many first aids do you have, buddy? You're gonna need to you're gonna need to stay alive for quite a while longer. Quite a while longer. Hickey throwing everything he has to throw. Nate's gone up towards Amorous, towards him and more on Coppen. See them jumping around. They have the high ground position. All of them are inside the circle for now, at least. And it's all about who gets those placement points. But look at this as well. I mean, last crew, they've pushed around the side. Jappy and Mocha, they're coming around the side. They've spotted out Houston. So he goes down. We're now in placement points with just 26 players alive. And seems to me like personal courage, they're in for more than they can chew here. They've gotten a player taken down. That was kind of their flank. They're holding from behind. And you see now Kofist is taking a lot of shots as well. Merritt gone down. That's going to be Aaliyah from inside the containers area. Shooting over towards him. Amorous goes down as well. Multiple fights happening here at the same time. Wizards all rotating on forward. Amorous gets finished off by Phosphor. And now Copman more. They just have to make the run back. Not a lot more you can do. They just have to disengage. They're allowing so many teams to come in underneath by sticking around up here. And it's not really giving them a whole lot. They're losing players doing so, and it's too much. I mean, there are too many different angles for them to hold. Dickery on the bottom side of your screen now off into a good fight. Takes down Kalimdor. Takes down Shaxi as well. So he gets the finish up onto Shaxi there too. Kofist from the top. Still 3 guys together in personal courage. They have Mocha. They have everyone up there up against them. Song gone down, and BSD gets finished off too. So Fenerbahce out in 8th place. Still in placement points. But again, not really the kind of game they would have wanted off of being 4 guys alive coming into late game. Mocha now pushing up. And look at the push. The committed push from last crew. They take out personal courage. What a great way to do this one. Not losing a single player. And it's always tricky when you're taking on fights in areas this open. Oh my god, that nade is right on the money. T-bone. It practically just got like pulled down towards him. Pretty impressive throw out there, bouncing right down towards his head. AWM, that's a great crate, but who in the universe dares go up and take it? I'm not sure anyone does at this point, to be quite honest. Nate's thrown in, smoke's thrown in, everyone trying to help out each other up in the mountainside. And you see Swarm still in the late game once more. They won the first game yesterday. They're trying to make that second time in a row now. Or second day in a row. I think gave themselves a good first game off the start. Last crew, 10 kills for them. They're kind of isolated up top. They have Wizards to deal with. We know Wizards is a great team, but Misa's gone down already. And look at this. You can see Swarm. They're pushing in from below. Bullen. Good shots connected. Takes down Brogan, but he will go down and return. Transporter spots out him. AK has skills with the nades, and we're seeing so many nade kills these days. Everything is nades. I mean, of course, it is the smarter things to do. If you can look over the top, if you can secure yourself an angle, T-Bone spotted out by Jabby, and that's once again kills coming in for Last Crew. Only 2 players alive now, but they take out the entirety of Wizards, secure themselves a top 3 spot, and get themselves their 12th kill of the match. And look at who's just coming in the middle to say hello. Swarm. Still 4 guys up, only 4 kills, sure. That's not the biggest deal for them. If they can get a win with 7 kills, that's still gonna be amazing. John Liwu, somehow, I mean, in all honesty, Draco, they came into second day here with 1 point. With 1 point in 4 games. And, well, John Liwu is doing everything he can now to secure his team more of them, because 3 kills already. He doesn't have any, but he is going to get placement points for his team, that's for sure. And that potentially could put them up above some of the other teams. Just off of 1 game here in day 2. That's pretty good comeback, pretty good start on the second day, I would say. There's only 3 days to play, of course. So every single match you play matter. Never give up. Never... Just never have any doubt that there's a chance you can do it, because especially with this point system, it's so forgiving. If you pull off 1 insane game, boom, you're right back in it. And it's not all about getting first place as a team. It's all about securing yourself a spot in the top 8. Aaliyah running back down the hill, trying to get into a better position. They know they're over there, and nobody's expecting John over on the other side. Oh, what a nade thrown by Aaliyah, right on the money. And there's no way in hell Jabby is getting back up on his feet there. They're gonna full on commit to this one. And the thing is, they're probably expecting there to be a 3rd guy alive over on that side too. These nades, man, they're just thrown right on the money, and we see so many of them deal so much damage and take out so many players. We've seen it in the Pro League as well. We've seen it in Contenders too, how nades are just continuously if not the most kills, then something close to it. I mean, that's probably the most damage done for some teams in these leagues. They're so impactful, they do so much damage, and it's just the fact that you can like do damage to a person without having to peek, without putting yourself at risk. It's so beneficial. It really helps you out a lot. John still just proning. Of course, that's all he has to do. He has to wait for that other team to go out. And again, Swarm, not a single player lost. John, what do you do here? Do you give Swarm 1 more point, or do you try to get 1 for yourself? What's the plan? Do you just crawl out in the blue? He probably realizes at this point that it is a that it's a 1v4, because they've been shooting so much, and they've seen, like, he has seen pretty much all of them in the kill feed at some point. But what does John do? John Liwu, what do you do? Nobody knows. Right now he's just chilling. And if you're Swarm, they know that it's a 4v1, so they're just going to try and run around and fight him. But then again, I mean, you don't want to give up these points. You do not want to give up these points. That's the thing, right? Because we've seen so many times how 1 point or 1 kill even could be the difference maker in whether you make it into that top or not. So for John, he's going to play it ever so cautious, and for Swarm, they don't want to give up any points for free. So you can see them maneuvering around in 2-2s. Drone and targets running together, so that should one get knocked, then the second player will be there to get the finish off. For John, though, I'm wondering how much damage he has this game, because I don't think he's been active a lot. He was shooting a bit when they got pushed up by Vanconas, but other than that, we haven't seen a whole lot from him. Now he gets spotted out. He's on the edge. Does he go out in the blue? Does he stay in? At least for now, he's trying to take a fight to it. I like to see that. He's trying to take the fight. He's making the run in the open, and it's not going to pay off. Unfortunately, Tuck gets the win, and 7 kills and a victory for Swarm here in game number 1. Impressive.